Hello everyone, my name is Kumar. In my last video, we have learned how to read data from S3 using PySpark. So we have all data into our DataFrame mydf. Okay. So now in this video, we'll learn how to push this data from this DataFrame to myRedshift. Okay. To achieve these things, we need to download some jar. So what a jar is, that is PySpark Redshift package. So this is just three commands you have to run, and you have to download this jar. So let me run this command one by one, or you can run in. I will give this link so that you can comfortably download jar. You can see we have Spark Redshift minimal jar, and what we are not able to download is Spark Arrow. Okay, so let me see why we are not able to do this one. We'll go to this location. Location is working fine. Then 3.3. Then we have to take this jar. Okay, copy link address and just see some might be the link URL got changed. Okay, yeah, this is the jar. Just remove this one to download this jar. Now we have all three jars here. We need this Spark Arrow, Spark Redshift, and minimal JSON.jar. So this jar will help us to read data from Redshift using PySpark. Even you can write data into Redshift from PySpark. So now I will show you how to read data from. First we will write data and then we will read data. Both I will show you. So let's log into my PySpark console. So to log into PySpark console, you have to run this. You can see what we are doing is we already have, I will show you. We need this Redshift JDBC jar also. So this jar is already there in our EMR cluster. So we don't need this jar. So what we need is Spark Redshift. We already have this one. We need this Redshift jar with minimal and arrow. So we can pass this command. I will say this command and all. Don't worry. Meanwhile, I will open one more duplicate session here, and I will show you where this jar is. Go to CD. Okay. You see, we already have this jar. Okay, so we don't need to download this jar. That's fine. Now we are here. So now in our previous video, we already know how to read data from S3. We already have command. So let's run this command again. Okay. So what it is doing, it is reading data from this location. You have to give this location, a bucket name, and the CSV file. And this offset header is true, means this will take first row as a header, and infraSchema is true, means whatever the schema is there, varchar, in double, all it will be converted. So we will have this. So let's see. mydf dot so we have data here, we have data frame. Fine. So now we have to load this data into Redshift. So I will show you my Redshift cluster that I have connected here. You can see there is no table name customer. So whenever we run the command, it will create the table and load data here. So let me run this one. Before that, we need to create JDBC connections. So here we have to give the cluster name, and then this is the connection string that you have to give, this username and password you have to give. Okay. This is my cluster name, and then username and password. Okay, fine. Then you have to create some temporary location where our code will run internally, and it will create folder where means our data, Redshift data will also available in our external location, that is S3 bucket, that we need to give. This is mandatory to give. If you not give this, you will get error. Okay. So the second thing is this, and then that's fine. Then you can write it. So let me create one new bucket for that, or let it be, no problem. So this is the command. You can see this is my df, the write format, and this is the jar class. So we are using Spark Redshift package. In the Spark Redshift package, this is the class where all the connection detail, everything is available with the code, and also we don't have to think about that. Just we need to use this location of this class, and then URL we already created, jdbcURL, and dbtable customer it will create. And you know all those things. I have created one. I've created one Redshift role, and we have associated with them. And then temp directory just now we created as the temp directory, and the override it and save. Okay, this is the command. We'll go there and run this one. Let's see what it will happen. So it is giving error. This is saying that AWS access ID and secret access key must be specified as a user, as the username and password respectively. So now we have to create one access key and secret key we need here. So I already have created one user. I have given them S3 and Redshift role. So you have to create one user with programmatical access, and you have to assign them S3 and Redshift role, and you have to use that access key and secret key. Okay. I have already created and given this is my access key and secret key. So let's use this. And now we'll run our command. This is my command. So you can see this is some warning it is giving, attempting to resend the required request to my, this is the cluster, authentication is successful, and the S3 bucket does not have an object line. That is a warning. Now this is command is successfully run, and now we will see what data is there or not in my Redshift. So this is my Redshift. We'll refresh this one. If you refresh, you can see customer table is there. So let me verify. From customer. Okay. So how many data is there? It's 0. So we can just to count. Yeah, it is 3. Now I will show you what is the data how much data was there in my S3 bucket. So this is my source, right? So let me open it. Open. Okay, this number is not correct. If you see the row, how many are 83? So first row, it is taking as a header. So you can minus that one. This is taking a header, and this is how many row are there? 83 row. 84 minus 1, 3. So data is matching. Okay, so that's all, friend. So what we have learned is we have learned how to create a cluster, how to create EMR cluster, and how to connect to EMR cluster using putty. And one more thing I forgot to tell: whenever you create the EMR cluster, and if you have any issue while connecting to your EMR cluster, then you can go to your EMR security group. Okay, this is a master security group, and you have to enable SSH. Okay, so you have to go there and you have to enable SSH. Yeah, you have to in inbound rule you have to add your API SSH. Okay, this port you have to open. 22 port you have to open for all. Then only you are able to connect. Okay, that's all. So that's all for this video. We already successfully created EMR cluster connected to the putty. We have pulled data from S3 and we created one data frame, and the data frame we have inserted into Redshift cluster in while table. So now, okay, so I will just this is right things. If you want to read, then this is the command. Let me execute this command also. This is a read command. So we already have one sales table here. See, we already have this sales table here. So if you want to read data from Redshift, so this is the command. Okay. See, df dot show. Okay, this is data. Thank you all for watching my video. If you have any doubt, you can comment, and I will definitely help you to achieve these things. Thank you very much.